let me ask you a very hot button question here. Okay. Your current rate today is
5.875
on a
30
year
conventional.
Okay. Let's say in 3 years, rates get into the 4s, high 3s. At what point does it make sense to do a refinance?
It makes sense when we can. Here's what right now, today, you need to make sure on what investment you're putting on your rate. A 1 to 2 point buy down right now might not make sense because that might take 3, 4, 5 years to recoup. So rates might come down to 4.5, right? Mm-hmm. But your 1 to 2 points, you've paid $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 in closing costs, and your recoup time is like 4 years. So you still might be in a little bit of a loss and refinancing, right? But right now, if you can take it, you might want to take something closer to a par rate, pay minimal closing costs. When rates do come down, you're in a better shape to refi. When I say par rate, that's just like a 0 point rate where you're paying the basic fees on a purchase loan, which is you're going to have your baseline origination, you're going to have the title fees that cost to close on the loan. Someone's got to record the title, someone's got to do the survey, and then you're going to have the money it takes to build the escrow. Those are your baseline costs to close a loan.
Good stuff. Ray, tell me about the 2-to-1 buy down. I'm hearing so much stuff out there that everyone's talking about 2-to-1 buy down.
There's like all different variations.
Educate
of it now too. There's a 3-to-1. There's a 1-to-1. There's every lender from cross country to I saw a commercial for Rocket. Everybody has one out right now. It kind of goes back to the conversation that we were just having about the points buy down. Now with this is kind of even like a little. This is only whatever that number is, that number 2, that's the number of years that you will buy down your loan for. So if rate's 5.875 right now today, you could do a 2-to-1 buy down and get your rate to 3.875 for 2 years. After the second year, your rate will come back to 5.875. That 2 point buy down, so points just take 1% of the loan amount. So if it's a $200,000 loan, it's going to cost you $2,000.
Gotcha.
It's a $500,000 loan that's costing you $10,000, 1 point per loan. So it's, I'm sorry, 200,000 is $4,000, because it's 2 points, or 500,000 would be $10,000, because
gotcha.
$5,000 for 1 point. So is that worth it for the first 2 years? Probably not. If we think that rates are going to come down,
a lot about out-of-pocket money.
Now, one thing, this is where your realtor side, right? If you're sitting down with the seller talking about their listing. So what they're saying is you can talk to your seller about raising your price a little bit and then offering this 2-to-1 buy down for the buyer. Okay.
Same as seller contributing to buyers, points, prepaids, and closing costs.
Same thing as a seller concession. Same thing as actually just a deal we just did was pretty interesting. There was a rent back involved. And the seller actually said, well, instead of the rent, I'll give you as much as I can in concessions.
Oh, wow. That's great.
That's an interesting one.
That's totally interesting.
It's an interesting take on one. So.
Okay.